I'm going to give you some tips on Chapter 6 and talk about the prompt. The prompt for this discussion forum post is, why do you think it is important to help students identify cause and effect relationships? Do you think this is a skill that will help students be successful in your classroom? Why or why not? That's what you're going to be doing, is think about cause and effect. It talks in the chapter about its importance, the basis for it, and so forth. And you think this will help students in the classroom? Okay, let's take a short look at the chapter. The cause and effect model, analyzing causality by noting effects. Again, just as other recent chapters, this does not replace the direct instruction or the normal instruction that your school district promotes you to use. What it does is it gives you, especially in cause and effect relationships, a model for how you can present any cause and effect relationship that might occur in whatever content area and whatever grade level there is. This is important, and students should be using this throughout. The cause and effect is one of the higher levels of Bloom's taxonomy. You think about doing analysis and also coming to conclusions, supporting your answers. That would be the evaluation level of Bloom's taxonomy. One of the higher levels is being able to do analysis and then to be able to support your analysis. To be able to justify your analysis is a very important level of cognitive thinking. So that's what they're learning when they're doing cause and effect. And so there should be cause and effect relationships throughout all subject areas: mathematics, language arts, literature, science, of course, PE. There's always cause and effects. The steps in the cause and effect model. If you look at the chapter, you will see there's some good introductory scenarios for elementary and high school. And then there is also a nice little chart that you have there. And they use the steps for this chart. And I'm talking about the sun's rays and cause and effect for the seasons and so forth. And so think of it in this way, and they have the different steps. And this is a nice little neat little approach to doing this. You don't have to do it exactly like this, but this is a suggested way that you can do that is based on research. Step 1. Choose the data or topic, action, or problem to be analyzed. That's going to be the teacher choosing that. And then the teacher might notice that the students do not have prior knowledge. They might need some prior knowledge. They might need to see a video, maybe a website. Maybe they're going to need some direct instruction. They give them a foundation in order to then do their cause and effect. And so after you've taken care of the prior knowledge, which you might be able to do that very day, or that you might have to do prior to this particular lesson, then you ask for causes and support for those causes. Like I said, support, not just causes, just what comes off of the top of their head. They must be able to justify and give a reason why they said that. And that's an important skill for students to get them used to doing, not being lazy and just sort of throwing things out there, but have them tell you why. Why do you say that? Why do you think that? Why do you say that? And that will help them to clarify their thinking and be able to express themselves better in the future. So you ask for the causes, and then you ask for the effects and the support for the effects. What's your evidence that these are the effects? They have that, but they need to remember to put the two together. And they're showing you the different cells in the table on the chart that they have, or the table that they have in the textbook. And so you can look at that. And then once you've gotten cause and effect, you've talked about that with the students, then you can dig deeper and ask for a prior cause and find out what the prior cause was for the first cause, if there was one, and there probably was one. After that, you ask for subsequent effects. What happens after the initial effects? Do those effects lead to other effects down the road. And so that's important as well, that you don't just stay with that one little narrow topic, but you widen it with your students. And then step 6 is you ask for conclusions and you work with your students. And of course, you're going to have some students who are going to be a little quicker at suggesting ideas. You need to work to get students to give you, other students to also give you ideas or to confirm and why that seems reasonable. And then you also work with your students to come up with generalizations. And so once you've gone through this whole process, you've helped all of your students to help them think through cause and effect relationships. Now, when it comes to evaluating learning in the cause and effect model, I suggest that you go to page 109 in the textbook in this chapter, and it's titled Potential Teacher and Student Behaviors in the Cause and Effect Model. And this is a really good list. In every chapter, that's probably what I think one of the most important pages in each chapter, because it talks about all the things that the teacher will be doing, and then it's what's expected of students. And again, you have formative assessment, which is the interaction between teacher and student, where you're giving feedback and they're able to make mistakes, and you answer questions, you ask questions, and you answer their questions, giving them that formative assessment. You're monitoring to see if they're catching on, if they're able to keep up with the lesson. And then you have the summative as well, and you can see in there that there are many points where they're writing something, when they're saying something, when they're justifying something. That can be a summative assessment in that they are showing that they really do have understanding, knowledge, and skill in cause and effect, especially in regards to this particular topic that you're talking about. And so you can think of things they can say, things they can write, depending on the grade level of the students. Of course, you'll have higher sophistication of responses from them. You'll be able to write and expect better writing for the older students, and it's going to be more oral for the very young students. And for those who are going to have special education students, of course, you're going to do the accommodations, and you can see where you can do accommodations within those different teacher and student kinds of behaviors that you would have in this model. So if you have any questions about the assignment or about the content here, please give me a call.